just got done doing a video on how to make maize, field corn, deer corn, how to properly prepare that. Now we're going to make basically a pack bait out of it. This is from South Africa. It's called, pretty sure the pronunciation is the mieliebomb. Hopefully I got that right. So basically, have the corn, it cooled a little bit. Usually what you're going to do when you make up your field corn, keep it in a sealed container that you can take to the lake. You're only going to take out what you need to use. You want it to remain somewhat warm because it makes it stick together better. So right now I do have the lid off of it just for this video, but I'll take a cup with me. Got my field corn here, properly prepared like the last video. And this is just a hand grinder for a meat grinder. Now the trick to this, which you won't hear a lot of people say, they make different blades for this. This one here will make everything come out real fine. If you want it to break down very slow, you'll use this one. I'm using a little bit larger one because once I pack it, I want it to be a faster break, probably under 2 minutes. So I'm going to show you the larger one, just a little bit easier to grind too. I'll put some of my field corn in there, just fill it to the top. Now what we're going to do is start grinding. And you'll see it's going to grind into small pieces. Probably double the size of like cracked corn, if you're familiar with that. Put another round of that in. Turn this around. Some guys use electrical grinders. I just use this. It's pretty easy to do this. It just takes time, that's all. I have it attached to a bench here. It just clamps in. You just twist it on. But you can see that was that finishes up that cup right there, and you can get that much out of it. So a little goes a long way. But while you're fishing, you want to keep that that lid on there. That way it remains warm, and you're just going to make enough to put on your. This will pack around your lead or a feeder. I guess you could put it around the bait. But I usually put it around the lead, that way it breaks down, spreads out kind of wide. So just show you that one. And I'm going to show you the breakdown times also in a fish tank. So let me remove this plate. And to change the blades, all we're going to do, got a washer on the front here. Or wing nut I should say, I'm sorry. And pull this blade off. And this is going to be my fine blade. This is if I want it to break down even slower yet. So I just pop that back on. Put that on. And there's a little mechanism there. You'll know when it's lined up correctly. So just grab another cupful. Put that in. Grind it up. You can see this is one sticking a little bit more because it's so fine. That means it's almost coming out in like strings almost. Just because it is wet, it's very sticky to the touch. I guess it'd be like the corn gluten, which makes it stick together like that. Alright, just about done here. Alright. The other thing to remember, today it's not real bad, but a lot of times if you have excess liquid, it's going to go down the bottom of this, so you don't want to do this like in your house or anything like that. I'm doing it out in my garage right now just because it is winter time. Just trying to show a few videos on how to make this. So that's basically it. You can see the different grind. That one's stuck together. This one's more flaky. This one will break down quicker. This one will hold together probably a good 5, maybe even longer. It depends how much current you have. This would be great for like a river, for fishing a river. This is more for if you're fishing a lake. You won't have much current on it. And obviously once the fish starts pecking away at it, it's going to break down faster also. So that's basically the mieliebomb and how to make it. Piece of cake. It's simple. You can get one of these grinders at a flea market for like $10. This is actually my great-grandfather's. And just wash it up real good when you're done so it doesn't rust or anything. And that's it. And like I said before, I'll say this again. Make sure you keep the lid on your field corn. because if it gets cold, it's not going to bind up as nice. So you could always add a little corn flour. If it did cool down, that'll make it bind up. But for the most part, this is it. There are many different mieliebomb recipes out there. This is just one of the ones I learned from my friend in Ohio. Also, you can add cornmeal, cracked corn to this, but that's basically it. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll give it a shot in the bank. Easy to make, doesn't cost that much, and that's all there is to it. I'm going to stop the video right now. I'm going to make up a few balls and show you in the fish tank how it breaks down as well. So see you here in a second. Okay, the other way you can do this, if you don't have a hand grinder, like I said, they're only 10 bucks. But if you have a quarter crusher, you can actually do this in here too. I already put in like a half a cup. You could put like half of this size cup, I should say. All you're going to do, grind it up. You feel kind of sticking together as you're doing this. But then when you're done, just put it out here. Put it on the plate. And then you could do it that way as well. It actually breaks it up a little bit bigger. Obviously, the longer you do it, the smaller it's going to break up. So you can use a quarter crusher as well. So that's an alternative to using that. But okay, let's get off to the fish tank here and see how these all break down in the water. Alright, see you in a second. Okay, time to show how this is in the fish tank. This one here is the real fine one. So basically we just grab a handful. We would have molded this around the lead. So just pack it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. So I got that ball. Got this one here. This one should break down quicker. Try to get about the same size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll show you here. So we got 2 balls, and one on my right here should break down a lot slower. So let's put them in. Okay, let me move this over a little bit so you can see it. Right off the bat, as soon as you start seeing bubbles, you know that's the pack breaking down. Move this over here, zoom in for you. Right off the bat, you can see the one which was on my left is already breaking down. Let me zoom in here. That's already breaking down. That's when you use a larger bit. That way you're with larger chunks. So that one's basically already broken down on the bottom. Like I said, that's going to be for lakes. And then you can see the one on the left, which would have been on my right, which is a finer blade, which cuts the pieces a lot smaller. That's not even really breaking down that much yet. So this is great if you're in a river or even on a really windy day. That way if you want your pack to remain solid, that's just going to be a while before that breaks down. Even when a fish bumps it, which I'll try doing that now. Hopefully I can get this on camera. Okay, so let's say a fish has come along and then bumps out a little bit. You can see also how that kind of clouds up. So that's barely breaking down, the one with the real fine blade. Like I said, the other one's already broken up. So give you a couple ideas there. Most people haven't really talked about this before. Also your compressions, like I did 7 on each one. If you would have done say 10 to 15 on the one on the right here, that may have taken a little bit longer to break down also. So just keep that in mind. But if anybody has any questions, just shoot me a message on here and I'll try to help anybody out the best I can. But that is the mieliebomb. How to do it, like I said, you're just putting that around the lead weight. When you cast out, you'll be using the solid piece of field corn as your hook bait. And that's definitely a proven winner on any lake you can show up at. Okay, thanks again for viewing my video. We learned how to make the mieliebomb today. As you can see, just like making field corn, very simple. Like I said, just make as much as you need per time. don't want to grind a whole bucket full because it won't work as effective, it won't be as sticky. And you can see the one on my right, it's still breaking down. You'll see a bubble here or two pop out, but as the fish hits that a few times, it's definitely going to fall apart. And the other one's completely broken down, and makes for a great bait. So like I said before, shoot me a message, or whatever, send me a private message. You could just post up on the YouTube. I'll be glad to answer any of the questions you have. Till my next video, hope you enjoyed these. I'm Brian Wingard. Thanks again.